this is working. Please tell me this is working. Come on, come on, come on. Go, go, go. Genius. I'm really good. I'm really good at fucking up when fixing it. We're 43 seconds in. Bam. Bam. My channel. Damn, at least it's still not connected. I should be live on YouTube. Oh. Sounds up. Test. I know you people can hear me. I'm aware of that. Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. It's a show where we talk to entertainers, live performers, entertainment professionals, all kinds of people in the performance industry that have been affected by COVID. We tell you where they're telling their jokes now, where they're singing, what they're doing, all that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the talent and the acts here. It's really important to us, and it really helps everybody. We're on the show. We're on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 o'clock. YouTube Live. Sometimes we have shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can catch us anytime on any of those. Do me a favor before we get going, before we go any further. If you can, like the video right away. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way. It helps us. Helps me. It would be a great way to support the show if you enjoy the show. If you want to support the show further, I don't really have any sponsors. The show is sponsored by by you guys, the viewers, the guests, and everybody. If you want to step up and do something and help out, feel free. Bam! Look at that. Oh, right on my head. Go to any one of these options. I got all kinds of options. I try to make it nice and simple. If you want to support financially, go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can. That way you can. There's all kinds of ways to donate money there or support. You can go anywhere from $1 to $10,000. It's all right there. I capped it at 10 grand because I don't want to be greedy. Times are tough. It's COVID. So anywhere between $1 and $10,000 and any one of those options. lennyschmidt.com/if you can. You can go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. Or if you want, if you enjoy the content that much and you enjoy all my other online content, my stand-up shows, my variety shows and stuff like that, feel free to follow me and join the Patreon page. If you join the Patreon page, that's a monthly fee, also for as little as $1 or as much as $10,000. I try to keep it pretty specific. For as little as $1 to $10,000 a month, you can get all kinds of content. Not only will you see this show and the other online content, which is free and everybody sees, but you get all kinds of bonuses. You get all my albums on download. You get all the backup content we've ever shot on this show. That's close to 100 episodes. You get access to all that stuff. You get all the backup stand-up shows. You get all the online content. You can jump online and you can see that stuff, and you can check it out. If you join the Patreon page, feel free to do that. And if you're a big supporter or if you enjoy, my comedy, my content online, this weekend, August 29th, will be the first of hopefully many new variety, improv, stand-up, interactive comedy shows that will stream also on live at 6 o'clock called Reconnecting Comedy. It stars me and a number of other professionals that have been on these shows before. Stephen Briggs, Lang Parker, John McClellan, lots of different videos. Keith Runyon, one of our own supporters and followers of my Patreon page, that's going to do a sketch for us. I think I mentioned Lang Parker, Aunt Millie, all kinds of sketches and characters. It's also Cody Dove. There's going to be improv where you guys can get involved. You can make comments. We'll respond online. We'll respond live. There'll be some taped content. I'm really excited about it. It's a brand new show, brand new format. It's this weekend's the first one, August 29th, 6 p.m. You can see that for free. Also, all of it's at Lenny Schmidt Comedy on YouTube. If you go there, subscribe to the page, like the videos, but that's where you will see all the live content. So there you go. And this week we have a big week. This week we have 4 live streaming quarantine comedy shows. We have the reconnecting comedy. Let's bring out our first guest. What do you say? Let's do that. This is taped. I think you know that by now. This is the taped opening, so I don't screw it up. I do this 75 times, and then I eventually get it right. So now we go live, and things get messy. Things get messy right here. So just buckle up, hold on, and enjoy the show. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the show. Yes. Hey, it's me. What's up? It's Lenny Schmidt. How you doing? What's going on? Thanks for coming to the show. Welcome to Quarantine Comedy. Sounds working. It's good. I apologize. There are a million mistakes today, as always. But I had trouble loading a video, so I didn't have time to go over the intro. And now Lisa is so close to being connected. I can see her name, but I can't see her face. We're getting closer by the second. I'm going to text her right now. Oh, that means your camera. Okay, this is working out. How you guys doing? There we go. Hi guys, how you doing? Yeah, I've had nothing but issues and problems. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Guys are awesome for tuning in. As always, I'm trying to walk Lisa through this intro stuff. We didn't get started. We started a little late today. So we couldn't iron out the kinks. We couldn't kink out the irons. We couldn't do any of that stuff. So let's see. This is cool. Yeah, this is 2 shows in a row that I'm, well, yes. Because something is up. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, hold on. Hi. One of my favorite parts is not getting this ready in time, so I have to go through these technical issues to open the show. So I spent a little while trying to load Lisa's video that I got right before the show, and then and now I'm trying to get Lisa connected to the thing. Hold on a second. Let's try to. Oh, I don't want to do that either. Let's try to call her. I haven't even, and I didn't have time to go over the news to see any news stories today, so I don't know what's going on with the news. Let's take a look and see if I can find anything. Hang on. Ugh. Oh boy. Okay, this is great. Try Chrome again. Yeah, we're gonna just walk through. Everyone, let's say hello to who's here. Let's at least do that. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Larry. Yeah, I know, guys. I can't apologize enough for the technical issues. I was all set up and ready to go. Hang on, I'm going to send her, let me send her a text. Again, I'll send you another word. Here we go. Let's try this one more time. I spent most of my day setting up video. Oh, this is gone. Yeah, this is going really good. Mm-hmm. Turn that down. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Larry, are you near the hurricane? You're not, right? You're up close to Dallas, so you're not going to be there. You'll be all right. Let's try another input here really quick for Lisa. Try to get Lisa Alvarado on here. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to need the glasses yet again. Let's try this one more time. Look how I'm such an old man. Let me see if I can send her 1 8. Okay. I hope you guys are okay. If you're near the hurricane, man, I wish you the best. I know, Larry, you're in Dallas, so you're fine, Larry. You're good. Let's see who else is here. I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Hi, Keith Runyon. Good to see you. Hey, Keith, also, I sent a message to all Patreon members. If you guys want to have some input on the show this weekend, Reconnecting Comedy is Saturday night at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, everything's at 6 o'clock. Reconnecting Comedy is going to be that night. Do me a favor, and if you're a Patreon member, you got a message in the mail that will give you, ask you a question, give us suggestions for the show this weekend. I'll tell you guys now. There's not that many of you watching. Why not? Let's just get to it. We need suggestions from you guys for the live improv stuff on Saturday. So, and suggestions for, I'm going to throw these at Lang. This will mess her up a little bit. I need questions for Aunt Millie, which is going to be the little Q&A with Aunt Millie, who is from Wisconsin. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Lisa can see me. Let's see if I can see Lisa. Yes. All right, Lisa, we're seconds away. Good. All right. We are good. If you're a Patreon member, you got a message in the email or from the Patreon service. Feel free to send suggestions to us. I would really appreciate that. That'll be for the show this weekend. We're really excited about the show. We're excited about everything. But we need questions for Aunt Millie. I think you saw her on a show earlier. Questions, she'll answer all kinds of questions for you guys. And then suggestions for my friend Cody and myself. I'll explain more that night of the show because I want to get a lot of live info. But if you can send us suggestions, I think we're going to go with lines from a movie, and we're going to work those into an improv sketch. So that's what we're going to do. Since I spent 13 minutes screwing around, I think we're going to get right to it. It's a little choppy right now. I'll be honest with you. Things are a little goofy. I had to move stuff around. Things are weird. But what the hell? Let's give this a shot. Well, let's give this a shot. I have a guest who's going to be out here in a second. Why don't we take a look at a little bit of her work right now? This is my friend from Chicago, stand-up comic extraordinaire. This is we're going to show you a couple clips of her, but here's the first one. Hopefully this will go out without a hitch. I think we're in good shape. Let's take a look at my good friend Lisa Alvarado. Here we go.
I'm in Chicago, Twig. I'm not even a typical Latina because I got pregnant in my late teens. My mom's like, hurry up, your little brother's already a grandfather. I'm actually also a magician. Yeah, I made my baby's daddy disappear. Thank you. So my son just turned 18 years old. Can I just tell you guys how difficult it is for me to be going through my sexual peak at the same time as my kid? I wish that was a joke. Being a comic, people ask me all the time, is it hard for you to date? Yes, it is. This was actually a quote I got at a show. The drunkest guy in the room stumbles over to me and goes, yo, do you really have a kid? I said, yes, I have a son. He goes, you want to go halves on another one?
Yeah, that's Lisa Alvarado, folks. Let's bring it out here live. I think I got it all figured out. I think we're good. I think we're looking fine. Who knows, man? There's always time for mistakes. Give it up for my good friend. Here she is, Lisa Alvarado. There she is. Look, everyone, it's Lisa Alvarado. Yay! Here she is live. Look at that. Numerous mistakes, as always, to get things going. But we
I'm
worked.
so bad techie. It's probably me. I'm so bad at it.
I know, dude. We're all bad at it. We've been trying to figure it out. I'm figuring it out on the fly. I keep saying you should have seen like my first 2 weeks of shows. It was nothing but mistakes and frozen screens.
Nice.
Hey, we're gonna get to this a little bit later, but I want to mention the Sarah Palin thing now only because the videos look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
we're having fun with it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good quality. It's awesome. Is somebody helping you with those? Because they look great. If not, you're doing a fantastic job.
They look put together. Yeah, I have a small production company, so I have an editor, a professional editor that takes all the footage that we shoot and the segments and puts it like Seth Meyers, like Stephen Colbert. This is the backdrop, actually. We just buzz it up a little bit and. So she does the screen and any special effects I need, sound and things like that.
Right.
And we'll shoot probably, we try to do like 3 episodes at a time. And then she cuts them up and we'll put them together.
Smart. Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
They look great.
Yeah.
We'll get to them in a second. I'm going to put some up in a few seconds. How are things going? Now, first of all, you're here. Are you still in California here?
Yes. Still
Where
in
you at?
Where are you?
I'm
Are
here.
you in
I'm in
Cali?
Sherman
Okay,
Oaks.
good. Yeah.
Sherman Oaks. Where you at?
Culver City.
Okay. How's it going? How you
Yeah.
doing? How you holding up?
On the west side.
How has COVID throwing you a curveball? First of all, first question before I get to that. Where were you when the shit hit the fan in March when it all went down? Were you here? Were you on the
I
road?
was here and
Okay.
I had gigs lined up. I had a casino gig. I was supposed to be in Reno. Like we were literally going, do I go? I bought my airline ticket. And it was like that weird, they didn't know, should we shut down? And it was like that very weird week. But I was glad I didn't end up getting on a plane because some comics still, when stuff started closing, they got on planes and kind of were stuck in that city.
Yeah, no, I was lucky. I got home. I mean, I did, but I was able to get home right away. So like I was
Oh,
on a
yeah.
ship. So I was on a ship when a lot of it happened. In fact, at one point, I tell a story. I got off of Nassau, went to the airport, and then the shit hit the fan, and they go, "Can you go back to the ship and stay on there?" And I was like, "Sure." And I went back to the ship because I'm like, I knew I was losing at least 3 weeks of work, which turned into, of course, 5 months of work that we've all lost. So,
Wow.
but I went back. But I was lucky. I got home quick. I know friends that took them weeks, even months to get home. It was rough. It was bad.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
good for you for not leaving, man.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, I needed the money. It would have been great to do that one last gig, but you know,
No, I hear
better
you.
safe than sorry, I guess.
How are you? How have you adjusted now? How have you adjusted comedy wise? How has COVID changed comedy for you?
Well, there's a lot of Zoom shows. Are you doing the Zoom shows? Some clubs, and now there's Nowhere Comedy is doing. It's all computer internet shows.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of those, but I'm telling you, it's so different because you don't know if people are tuning in on their screen or if they're, just putting their picture up and they're in the bathroom. Like you can't make eye contact. And then there's
Right.
a delay. There's that like 1 or 2 second delay.
Yeah, there's
So,
just a little smidgen of a thing that throws off your timing.
yes.
Yeah.
And so some people will start laughing and you think it's bombing, but they're actually start laughing and you're started the next sentence.
Yeah.
So I've learned that you have to go really slow.
Right.
And you have to kind of address the elephant in the room. I feel like I've had to write a lot of COVID jokes,
Right.
which is, I don't make it my whole act, but I think that if you don't address it, there's like a weirdness of like, hey, I can see in your living room, that things are
Right.
different.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can't
yeah.
just pretend you're at a club.
Yeah, I've done 2 outdoor shows so far.
Oh,
One
cool.
was in a front yard
Okay.
of a friend's house who had a really big front yard. A lot of neighbors and people that just wanted to get out came over. That was really fun. And then I did like a big like professional one where they have the cars, and it's they have the
Oh, like
radio
the
on in
drive-in
the
type
car.
thing? Yeah, like a
Yeah,
drive-in.
the
Yeah.
drive-in thing.
Yeah.
And so that was really hard.
Yeah, because you
Because
can't
some
hear.
people put their chairs outside of their car, like brought lawn chairs and stuff. And then other people stayed in their cars because it was like 8:30 at night. It was kind of cold. But I didn't know, the booker didn't tell me that they could hear me over the radio. So
Right.
the people that were outside of their cars laughed right away. And then the people that were in their cars, they would honk or flash their lights, but they were delayed a second or two. So it was just a cluster. It was fun. I could see that they were entertained, but I mean, flashing lights and you're waiting. You're like, is that going to get a bigger response? And it was weird, man. It was so weird.
That's some real new world order shit right there, man. That's
Yeah,
just
and then you gotta write drive-in jokes.
yeah.
You gotta write car jokes. Like I'm like, what? I'm never gonna use this material again. I hope not.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't know that. Be careful.
no,
That might be
and
the new
there's a lot of
normal.
guys that are, Gaffigan's doing all like drive-in sort of. There's a lot of people doing drive-in tours now,
Yeah.
and even keeping specials like this.
Right, yeah. What's her name? Yeah, I don't know.
Erica Rhodes taped one.
Right. Whitney Cummings is doing a big thing in her yard. She's doing like an open mic for I heard about
Comic.
this the other day. Yeah, this type of thing
Yeah,
through her
yeah.
yard. And
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
I had Schubert on a few months ago now. I really didn't think we'd still be here, but months ago I had Schubert on, and he did a drive-through show, and I had clips of it. The problem was that when people would drive or leave, there was like a road between him and the people. So he was on a stage, and there was a road with traffic in front of him, and then a parking lot on the other side. And I'm like, how are you even dealing with that? People are waving him as they drive by. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. There was a light. There was traffic, and there was a light on one part. So people like honk honk or yelling out of their cars, and I was like, oh man, how many times do you address that before it just takes away from the show? I mean, you got to say something, but it was very weird.
Well, like you said, you got to acknowledge it, but then you got to somehow find a way to direct their attention back into your act. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So it's like thinking on your feet and starting almost in a lot of ways starting over again. You know what I mean? Look, a lot of the things we learned as open micers early on, we're relearning a format now. You know, you're relearning how to do. You're adapting the talent because you've been working and doing for comedy for double-digit years easy. I've known you since I moved out here before Chicago, and you're learning to adapt your talent, your ability to this new world, which is just creepy. It's just freaky. It's kind of fun and exciting in a way for a while. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for it to go back to normal. Like I'm ready. I'm like okay, let's do a club. Let's just do something.
I know.
It's been kind of an adventure, but it's time to move on. You know, let's change things up.
Yeah.
How are you? Where are you staying? If you're in Culver City now, you have a son, correct? I don't know how old he is, but is he still living with you? Or is he in college?
No, he's married. He just got married.
Oh, congratulations!
I know. Thanks.
Good for you.
And he's got a job. He's a rocket scientist. He's like, I'm done and done.
Where's he at?
It's pretty cool. He's working for SpaceX, actually.
Wow, look at him. All right, right on.
I know, which is great. He's like, Mom, don't tell anybody. He just like, he doesn't want to feel like he's bragging. I'm like, I'm bragging.
Yeah,
I'm going to brag. I'm telling everybody that you work there. So
yeah, how can you not? That's silly.
I'm going to get T-shirts printed up. My kid's at SpaceX.
Why wouldn't you? That's a good call. Good for you, man. You're set. You trained well. Then I'm hoping my youngest wants to be Aunt Lily wants to be in the arts. She wants to act, and Anna's studying screenwriting. And I'm like, that's great. But don't one of you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that? Like, I'm glad they're happy, but I'm like, someone's going to have to take care of me. I didn't plan well. You know, in 10 years, I'm going to need someone to help me out. You know what I'm saying? So, but good for you, man. You must be really proud of him, man. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I'm
writing material about it now and about him being married and his job and all of that stuff. Have you ever run into this? Because you have girls, how much you tell about your kids and wondering if they're going to be offended if they ever see it, or like, what's the line as a parent? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I run everything by the kids. So like I wrote a joke about Anna just this afternoon when she well, she got a new computer. She got her new computer. Cause I always ask them, I'll go, do you mind if I do that joke? Just to be cool. But she was setting up her new computer, and with the browser, she set up her browser. Well, if you click in the browser, you can see their last few searches. You know what I mean? So I don't want to feel like I was invading her space. But the first search that came up was, how old is Squidward? And she's 19 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh. If she's searching cartoon characters, I think I'm in really good shape. I think I'm going to be okay. I don't have anything to worry about. She's searching. But what about you now? Because you've talked about raising your son for years and being a single mom.
Right.
How does that work with him now? Because when they get older, they're opinionated and they can come to you and say, hey, wait a second.
Well, now my son never really got into my comedy because I feel like when I talk about edgier things or dating or whatever, I don't want to offend him or make him feel weird. So he's heard some sets, my clean stuff and whatever. But now that I'm talking about like his wife and I don't really get along that well.
Oh, that sucks.
And Yeah, so I think it's hard just like blending families and stuff like that. So I don't talk to my son as much. So the first thing as comics that we do is we talk about our pain. So that's a
Sure.
painful part. So I've been
Yep.
writing material, but that's why I was asking you, what's the, you know, you have to be true to yourself about what you're writing, but you don't want to hurt others. So,
Right.
you know,
There's
it's
a
not like I'm calling her names or calling him names, but at the same time,
right.
I'm definitely,
But
you know,
we have a different level of privacy, like comics.
right.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
we go up and talk about everything
Yeah.
that we bothers us, hurts us, and like you said it really, really, really well. That I don't think more people understand. Everything starts with pain with the comic. Everything
Yeah.
comes from pain. I don't, no one goes up there and is a clown. All our comedy really comes from the pain and discomfort we deal.
Yeah.
That's how we deal with pain. Really, is just bringing it on
Yeah.
stage. So but we have a different level of what we're willing to talk about in front of people. So,
Yeah.
and I learned that early on I learned it with my mom early on because there were a couple of bits I
Mhm.
did where my mom pulled me aside and said that I don't feel comfortable with that, and I felt terrible. I'm like, okay, and I changed it, and it ended up being better in the long
Oh,
run. You know what I mean? And then
yeah.
and even when I got divorced, I was very, very careful. I've never, like when I was married, I ran all the jokes by my ex, but when I got divorced,
Wow.
I never did any of my bitch ex-wife or ex-wife jokes or anything like that.
Yeah.
I always try to be careful. I try to walk that line. It's not easy when you have a family. Howard
Yeah.
Stern said it really good in his second book. Howard Stern talked about it because in Private Parts and early on, there's a lot of stuff he did early on that he regrets as far as his daughters go. Like he looks back at it
Uh-huh.
now and he's like, I was a little more open than I should have been in certain areas.
Right.
So I think what I try to do is put myself in their position and then be empathetic and understanding to what they might feel. And
Right.
it's hard because you got to try to imagine. It's really hard for us for comics because like anybody can say anything about me. And I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not phased.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After years of telling jokes. But I just try to be understanding on that side, and then just kind of run
Right.
it by them. And I talk to them a lot about what the stuff I'm going to talk about. So, I mean,
Oh, well,
it's
that's good.
it's got to get. But I know it's hard when the kids get older. Especially here's where it's hard when they get. It's easier when they're little. I think it's easier when they're little. But when
Right.
they're older, they have friends. You know what I mean? And the things you're saying, their friends are going to hear. And how is
Right.
that going to affect that relationship? You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, it's a struggle because I feel like I have to talk about the things that I feel very passionate about because if I'm going through it, trust me, there's other parents going through it of like that age where kids separate from their parents, where they're like, I'm good. I don't really need you. I'm my own adult now. And see, Zach never really did that. So now that he's older and he's married, now he's doing it.
right.
So I was like, oh, I passed that part. I don't know what parents are talking about when their kids are total dicks. Mine's total angel. He's a rocket scientist. Now is the dick stage. Now
Yeah.
is the I don't want to talk to you stage, and like I don't need you, and I got my own life and my own money. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, you see these stretch marks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? it's that's my attitude, and it might make him uncomfortable, but I'm like, I have to talk about this. I'll try to be respectful as much as I can and not out him or say actual hurtful conversations or something, but I don't know. I'm like, well, maybe if you call me, I could run these by you.
That's a good joke. You should write that down. That's very funny, actually.
I know.
You got to
I
keep
gotta
that. Yeah, you got to keep it for sure. That's hilarious, actually. Well, you've kind of gotten to the point now. First of all, the stretch marks were never a trump card that I was able to throw out, unfortunately. That's always a really good one for you to go, oh, yeah? Blah, blah, blah. Stretch marks. Okay,
Yeah.
you win. You win. I'm out.
Yeah.
But but on one end of it for you now, it almost becomes, I don't want to say easier, but again, my kids are only teens, so they're still at that teen age. You know what I mean? They're just, Anna's a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a sophomore in college, and then Lily's a junior in high school, and they both live with me now, so they're both here in Sherman Oaks. But I think I'm more aware of it when they're teens and adolescents, because when I mentioned the friends thing, I think it's a bigger deal at 17 than it is when your son is an adult and already has a wife. Because at this point, no disrespect, but you want to go, okay, suck it up. It's my life too, and now I can talk about whatever I want to. And you have a wife and you have a life, and just get over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is an adult, so and it is your life too. You know, so you're right. You have a right to those words and those feelings just as much as he does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are things I wouldn't say. I'm like, I wouldn't call my son a bitch. Like,
Sure.
I wait till he walks away and then I call him a bitch. More for
See?
me.
That's funny too. Write that down. You're on a roll, Lisa. Tape all those. That's 2 in a row. You got to keep those for the act. Those are money. This is going to be, it'll stay on YouTube. If you got to go back and watch the footage, do it, because those are both classic.
Right?
Those are keepers, man. I'm telling you, those are both really good jokes. It's perfect for the shit you're going through now. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, similar to when I went through a divorce and when my oldest moved in with me. There were major life changes. This is a major life change for you, which is always, it's a point where it inspires you to write more material, and you start to create. You create, look at, you're coming off the top of your head just by saying things from what you're going through. That's what happens anytime a comic goes through a major life change. That's why you talk about those things.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great
and
example.
I feel like when that, you know, because a lot of people don't understand how many times comics do the same joke over and over and over.
Right.
And we're good actors. We got to make it seem like it's the first time we've ever said it, or, oh, that just happened last week, you know?
Yeah.
But when I'm coming from a place that's so real and raw, it's just so much funnier the way I deliver it, because you can see it in my eyes, in my tone, in the way that I'm moving my body, how much I feel it. And then I know it's kind of I can get rid of a joke once I feel like I can't really sell it the same way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Even though the joke still works, I'm not excited about it anymore.
Yeah, but then that's where the hard part kicks in, where you got to find a way to be able to tell that joke again and make it look like you're telling it for the first time. Going back to that, like the divorce jokes I have now. I was divorced 7 years ago. You know what I mean? So I still tell those jokes now. But that goes back to what you were saying about acting, and that's another great point. It's basically the reason it works so well for you is that the passion is so raw. You're in the moment. You're in that moment right there on stage, which is that's the best for any performance anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm happy and sad you're going through that time now, because think about the material.
It's great material. I mean, this is good. I got COVID. I got my kid. There's a lot of stuff to write about.
Covered, man. Are you still? I don't know. I don't want to get too. I don't usually get too personal on the show, but are you single? Are you dating? What's the situation down there in Culver City?
I'm single. I don't know. I've been in a few long-term relationships, but nothing now. And I'm on dating sites right now, which is a joke during COVID. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, actually, a lot more people are online dating because they're just like, you want company. If you're single, you want to just meet people, even if you're talking, you know, through text. And it is like, so many things are like, guys can't spell. That's one thing. I'm like, if the only thing we can do right now is type back and forth, spell check, motherfucker. Okay, just get it on your phone. It's on your computer, please. Don't look like such a moron. I think I have the bar at 3 misspellings in one conversation.
Oh, really?
Because it couldn't be one, because nobody would make it past that. And we're writers, we're comics, so we write. So we pay attention to grammar and spelling and wordplay, and guys just they can't. Like this guy, he was typing. We were trying to decide if we were going to meet, and I said, well, where would you like to go? What do you want to do? And he said, let's do something subtle. And he spelled it with 2 D's, SUDDLE.
That's not how you spell subtle?
Literally. I mean, and I was like, well, I guess Scrabble's out because
please tell me that's in your act. Now that's funny too. Write that down, yes, Lisa. That's 3.
All of that stuff. I'm working on all of that stuff, but this is like, comedy comes from truth. This shit is real.
Well, you're right about the spelling thing. Go ahead.
wrote, and this is absolutely true. I have a picture with my feet in the sand, and he's like, "Nice toe rings," and he spelled it TOW. Toe. What an idiot! I'm like, what is going on?
Okay.
Get it together, man.
Okay, now that's like stupid misspelling. There's a difference between, like, I am the king of typos. I'm really bad at hitting too many keys, and I had to, sometimes I spell things, I just screw it up, but it's usually a typo. But TOW is not a typo. That's not a typo.
No,
that is just, yeah, that is, I do not know the difference between an appendage and a large truck that pulls vehicles. That's the, you know what I mean? That is not. That's not really good. And it's not a good, he should have someone there to spell check for him while he's texting someone he might possibly be dating. You know what I mean? Early on, you should put some thought into that, don't you think?
Yeah, and I will let it go if a guy misspells or misuses your and your. I'll let it go, because usually guys that are really good about that catch it. They're like, oh, in the next text they'll correct it, you know, and they're like, oh, that's the wrong word, or I meant to say this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's impressive. You know, that's like, and that's like foreplay for me.
Wow.
Isn't that
Your bar is low. Holy
it's
cow.
low. It's really low right
like,
now.
holy cow, he corrected his spelling. I like him.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm feeling a little, oh my God, a little windy. What about the UR? Can you do UR for your? Because that's text. Yeah, that's text lingo now. So that's cool.
Yes, but that's like abbreviation. Abbreviation's different than a misspelling. If you're using the UR because you don't know which one it is, that's sad. If you just want to type quicker, fine. I'm good with that.
Okay. Like you're adorable because you have rules, but they're not that strict. You know what I mean? It's like I have some rules about dating, but they're really not that bad. They're simple things.
Like mom to type it out for you, buddy.
Yeah, it's just like just don't drool on yourself. You know, little simple. You have simple rules that are very nice. You know, correct your spelling. You know, it's like you'll meet them halfway almost.
And then it's weird actually going out on a date right now, because you have to wear a mask. You know, and restaurants you have to eat outside right now, but you can still meet somebody. But I just feel like people don't get my sense of humor. So just 2 days ago, I went out on a date with this guy, and I was crossing the street, walking toward the parking lot where we were going to meet by this restaurant. And I saw him come out and then leave and then go back into and I was like, and then he texted me. He's like, hey, I forgot my mask. I'll be right back. And I go, it's cool. I saw you. I'm leaving. And so here I am cracking up. I'm like, I am so funny. And then I sent him a text. I'm just kidding. And he came back and he didn't address it. He didn't laugh. He didn't get me because I'm a bit of a smartass.
Right. And
I was like, oh, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah,
like,
right.
If he thought that was serious and or inappropriate after I said kidding, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, he wouldn't just jump on like I could see if he didn't throw in the kidding and he'd be confused because text is so hard with intent.
Yeah,
you know, you get a text.
2 seconds later, I let it sit for just a minute. And
yeah, that's good. That's great timing. You're like, I'm going to give him a few seconds to think about this. And then I'm going to wait.
There's a pause. There's like, this comedy rules.
Yeah, right. They're right.
Yeah, maybe it's me, Lenny. Maybe it's me.
No.
Dudes, I think it's me.
No, see, you're too quick for the average guy. That's what the problem is. Is comics are very intelligent people. You're intimidating. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. So I don't know, but I can't imagine because I'm single and I haven't been dating at all during this. I'm on the Tinder. That's the only dating app I'm on, which there's nothing really happening on Tinder, but. I haven't gone out.
I have never done Tinder.
Well, Tinder. These apps are a lot easier for an attractive woman than a semi-attractive overweight man. That's all I'm saying right now. Is you know what I mean? You're gonna get way more hits than I will. That's usually the works with all the internet dating. Is that women get more? Every girl I know that was a friend of mine that was on any app or dating thing is like I can't even check the messages anymore. It's just annoying. They just
right. So do you tell people, do you put as your profession, do you put stand-up comedian?
Not, I don't know if I should. No, I don't do it because I don't want. You know why? Because you know what? I don't. I've dated on and off a couple times since I got divorced. But anytime I date someone and they come into it knowing I'm a comic, meeting them from an app type thing, they constantly try to be funny, and I don't, and that really annoys me. And I'm like, if you're funny naturally, that's great. I'm great. I love that. I love someone that's naturally funny. But if someone constantly is trying to be funny, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I can't. I can't. That's too much. So, but I do say, like on the Tinder app, it says I travel for work. Because I want everyone to know. If I meet someone, I want them to know that I travel a lot. You know what I mean? I'm honest on the app. I go, I travel a lot. I'm never home. And if you go to my Instagram, it's all promos for my shows and shit. So, I mean, they can find out that it's not that hard to figure out I'm a comic. You know what I mean? Like, if someone Googled you, you get you or the painter. You know what I mean? That's what I got when I Googled you all day. It was like you. I almost for a second put a picture of the painter up in the promo this morning. I'm like, that's not Lisa. And I knew, so if they Google you, you know, and this day and age, it's really easy to find out what people do with social media and the technology.
I do not. So on the profile, I say that I'm a writer, which I still feel is not lying. I mean, I do write almost every day.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't put. I did once for like a few months. I put that I was a stand-up comedian, and that was the worst because guys would actually show up to my shows. That's the thing about a woman, like a total stranger, because you have to post and promote our shows, right?
Sure.
You know the time and the place that I'm going to be at, and you can go there anonymously. Guys, and I would always know it's from a dating app or something like that because they would hover after the show, not wanting to buy a DVD or anything, but just looking at me in a weird way.
Yeah,
and I
know the look. They're like, hey, how you doing? And that long pause.
Like, I'm the one that's been sending you 20 messages you didn't respond to. I'm him. Look.
Yeah.
So I never write that I'm a comic. And I also, because I feel like the same thing as you said, people think that they have to be funny for us. And I'm like, no. We like an audience. You just be the one that laughs. You could be the straight one and I'll be the funny one.
Yeah, or
guys like to be funny though, so there's competition.
Right, and I'm fine with funny if you are funny. Also, I gotta be honest with you, if I ran across an app, if I was on Tinder and I saw a woman says she was a stand-up comic, I don't think I'd swipe right. You know, I don't think I want to date someone that puts that they're a comic on a dating app. That doesn't seem cool to me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I've seen other comics on dating apps. Have you run into other comics?
I have seen other comics, but none of them ones I've seen have ever been like, I'm a stand-up comic and whatever.
Oh, I saw one in particular that was like, I am the best stand-up comic. And I was like, no, I don't think so.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
The fact that you have to tell me that you are, no, probably not.
Unless maybe it's like it's a sarcastic joke. Maybe he's kidding.
I hope so.
He's not. All right, we're going to do... Hold on a second. I have a lot of followers. Let me rephrase that. I have a few followers. And they ask questions sometimes. And they make comments. So, first of all, many people... Everyone says hello and welcome to the show. I have a lot of people that I hear all the time.
Hi, everybody.
And there's usually a couple of good questions, but I thought I saw one or two. Oh, someone's talking about the hurricane. I get a lot of applause. They think you're very funny. They agree you should keep the jokes that you brought up. They think it's very funny.
Oh, good.
Why I don't get the YouTube alerts when
okay, it was a stretch marks joke and calling my kid a bitch.
That's a good one. When he walks away, you got to keep that one.
Right.
Men in general cannot spell. My friend Tammy Mulligan, who's a big supporter of the show, agrees with you 100%. As do I. I can't spell. I can't spell either. My followers just corrected me and said they're stalkers, so I'm a little uncomfortable with that move. And. And I think that's it. Let's check. Let's see if there's anybody on Facebook. I never know if there's anybody on Facebook anymore because I'm trying to switch over. Oh, Danny's there. Hey, Danny, what's up? Hi, Brenda. How are you? Thank you guys so much. It's funny, like everything comic-wise, you know, I don't have 9 million supporters, but the supporters I have are very loyal and very nice and very sweet, and they're awesome. So,
that's great.
So I like to give them a shout out whenever I get an opportunity. All right, man. I want to do this now. You sent me a video, and I want to put this up. Do you want to intro it, or in any way, shape, or form, or what do you want to do?
Oh, okay. So this web series that I do, it's basically I wanted to do like a Seth Meyers or Colbert sort of just a short form, few minutes long of news pieces, and also be able to do some political stuff. And the best part is I call it Palin Unplugged because I do look like I can definitely do a Sarah Palin.
Yeah, no, you've been nailing the Sarah Palin long before Tina Fey was doing it.
I can nail it. And I used to do it in my act when she was running a while ago. And so I just kind of revamped her because of the whole political thing. And it's so great because I'm Latina and my parents were both born in Peru. So acting like a suburban white woman is so fun for me. So I can make jokes that as a Latina, I can't really make because it's offensive to my people. But as her kind of being I wouldn't say dumb, but dumb.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that big of a bitch, but yeah, let's just say it.
Let's just, all right, let's do it.
Up with the times, shall we say. So I just have fun with it. So that's what this is. It's Palin Unplugged.
All right, this is Palin Unplugged. We're going to load this. I think it's going to be choppy, but I'll get it out there. Holding on. Here we go. Palin Unplugged.
Cool.
Welcome back to Palin Unplugged. How's your Rona going? Today on No. Just No. A Chicago man was arrested for attempting to rob a hot dog stand and accidentally shot himself in the penis. Pew, pew, pew! Good shot, buddy! The man was like, good thing I didn't hit my tater tots. Afterwards, the man's like, I guess I'll take 2 sausages to go. When his girlfriend was interviewed, she's like, he always fires prematurely. The moral of the story is, don't hit a speed bump when you're cocked and loaded. Good news, though, it was just the tip. The owner was quoted as saying, I got your sausage right here. I mean, literally. It was on the floor. Dusting it off for him. It's time for a commercial. We'll be right back, you little assholes. Introducing the new Republican spatula. That's right. Do you need to bury some evidence? Do you need to bury a network that's been telling America the truth about you? Or do you just need to bury some dead hookers? Do it today with the Republican spatula. Are you tired of not having something to beat your kids with? Did someone you know come out of the closet? And you're like, get back in there. Are you bored and no one wants to talk to you? Play air guitar with your Republican spatula.
Excellent!
The Republican spatula. See, it's got all these little holes like a prison. And this right here, well, that's for hanging things. Republicans love to hang things. Or maybe you just want to slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! It's just 3 easy payments of $799. Don't worry, we'll take it right out of your ass. So you can keep flipping off America. Here's a new segment called How Many Puns Does It Take to Make You Go Limp? In Thailand, a man was arrested for stealing 100 pairs of shoes and then having sex with them. What? I hope he wore a sock. What a heel. That man's got no soul. He's quite the sneaker. I heard he had the most fun with a strap on. How many puns can I do? You're about to find out, so strap in, bitches. I bet you it was a pretty tight fit. He probably had to wedge in there. Chicks will get that one. I bet that sounded ugly. Gotcha. What a crock. He's probably on Grinder. Shoe grinder. What a perv. He was probably wearing a thong on his face. Who does that? Oh, yeah. Here's a new segment called Comics I Wish I Could Afford to Write for Me. Please enjoy Dana Eagle.
Thank you. I was just diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Anybody else? If you're bipolar and you know it, clap your hands. I never had that many before. All right, try this one. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little lithium, 4 little, 5 little. Someone said, you're really bipolar? That's horrible. And I was like, I know, but only half the time. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not. A study came out showing that 80% of us suffer from depression, and the other 20% of you cause it. My doctor gave me anti-anxiety drugs. They were $200. I was like, $200? Well, a bottle of vodka is only $6. Yeah.
All right, guys. I had fun. I'll see you next week. I'm going to make out with my dog now. Give me some. Give me some. Come on, I'll give you a treat.
Yeah, there we go. That's Lisa Alvarado as Sarah Palin. Everyone, and Dana Eagle apparently got a little credit as well. Dana Eagle is on the show today.
I gotta get tips from you. I'm trying to, because I think it's fun for comics to cross promote each other. Like I'm on your show, and I'll have you do a segment for Palin.
Yeah,
because we get different viewers, and I just feel like it's really fun to have one of my friends on at the end.
That's
started doing that. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Also, when we're done here, what I do always with everybody that's on the show, I'll put all of your links and information on in the bio. Cool. So it's there. So everyone that's watching, please go to Sarah's page and like her videos as well and subscribe. That we help each other. That's the whole reason we're here today, is we're helping each other out because we have nowhere to go. So that's the other reason we're here. So all of us are pretty much here. We have nowhere to go. So. Well, this is great, man. Thank you so much for being here. What do you got planned for the rest of the week, man? What's going on? Anything? What's your next gig? Do you have a gig book coming up or anything?
I don't have any. I'm just my big thing is I just negotiated. I had a pitch meeting at a streaming network. So one of the ideas that I pitched, they want to do. So I'm about to start writing a feature film.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Right on. That's good.
My big thing that I'm going to start doing right now. So I'll be calling you for tips.
Okay. Well, I don't know what kind of tips I can give you. How to turn on a computer or something? I can do that.
I know, right? So I think I'm just going to use the time that I'm off to kind of focus on the script, do more Palin stuff. I'm finishing up the documentary that I was working on. I don't know if you ever heard about it. It's called Don't Wait, the Michael Schmid story.
No, I saw some of that on your page. I just didn't get into it because I was looking at the Sarah Palin stuff.
So it's basically a guy that I was, just an acquaintance with that was in a wheelchair, who was dying basically of PLS, which is similar to ALS. It basically takes over your whole body. He was becoming a quadriplegic. Then the next thing to go is your tongue, and you won't be able to speak and swallow. And so he had chosen to end his life. So he came to me and asked me to help him do stand-up comedy before he died.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, it was. So that's basically what the documentary is about. So it's going through the process of writing comedy. And I got 2 roundtables full of just really extraordinary comics to help me write jokes. We only had 2 weeks, and I put the show together, and he did phenomenal. Good. And his family was there, and people were able to laugh about it versus, it was such a hard time. Like it was, as we were talking about, tragedy is so much easier to deal with when you make fun of it.
Right. As we mentioned earlier, comedy comes from pain. You take pain and suffering And yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And definitely other people with illnesses and things like that. Like he was speaking to people like, just don't quit, do your dream, whatever it is, don't be afraid and just go out there and do it. So that's like my passion project. I'm also trying to finish that up right now.
Right on. All right, man. That's great.
Yeah.
That's good. Everyone say thank you to Lisa. They were thoroughly impressed with the Sarah Palin clip. Everyone, they agreed as well. I think you do a fantastic Sarah Palin.
good.
Again, long before Tina Fey. So you have many more fans. And everybody, you get a lot. Hopefully, you get more followers out of this. That's good. This is great, Lisa. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm sorry about the glitches at the beginning, but there's always glitches, and we figured it out.
Yeah.
We got you on here just 10 minutes after or whatever. We were all good. We were awesome. Yeah. So everybody, Lisa Alvarado, my good friend from Chicago as well. Give her another single mom, single comic, working her ass off, doing the best she can. Give her a round of applause. That's my good friend. Oh. I didn't want to do that yet. Sorry, hold on. Just yet another glitch. We're back to Lisa Alvarado one more time. Give her a round of applause. A little awkward goodbye for Lisa. Awkward. There we go. All right, Lisa. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
All right, that's Lisa Alvarado, guys. Once again, glitches and problems aside, everything went pretty much well. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everyone that was here. If you're here on YouTube, please, again, like the show on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. If you're on Facebook, shoot on over to the YouTube there and jump on YouTube and like and subscribe to the page. Do all that stuff if you can. Also, if you want to support the show, again, financially in any way, shape, or form, bam, there you go. There's all the information you need to know. Go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan. You have all kinds of options on there to sponsor the show, to promote the show, or donate to the show. Anywhere from, there's a little thing set up. You can go anywhere from $1 to $10,000. There's actually a $10,000 button on there. I'm not going to let you know if anyone hit it yet, but the short answer is no. No one has hit the $10,000 button. So you can be the first person to hit $10,000. Feel free to hit it. Or Lenny Schmidt Comedy at Venmo, and the Patreon page speaks on itself, is all that stuff. Also, one last plug before I leave. This Saturday is Reconnecting Comedy. It's the show I've been working on for a few weeks. It's a lot of different sketches, live improv, stand-up, all kinds of stuff, short films. In and Out's going to be, I'm really, really excited about it. I've been editing work on it yesterday, worked on it this afternoon. I just got 2 emails from some people that will be in it. Lang Parker's involved. Stephen Briggs, very good friend of mine. John McClellan from New York. I can't wait to do the show this week. It's going to be live. I'm really excited about it. Tell your friends. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be plugging the show very hard on social media so all of my 19 followers can jump on board and watch the show. Thank you so much. You guys have been great. Enjoy your night. Tomorrow night, also, Bruce Baum will be on tomorrow night. My good friend Bruce Baum, who, if you don't know this, Bruce Baum played himself on The Simpsons. Maybe the coolest credit I have ever said out loud for my show. He got to play himself on The Simpsons. That's really, really cool. Besides that, guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. And as always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.
Perfect.